This is Jessica with Chicago 3 Media. I'm here today with celebrity chef Nathan Lyon. And Nathan, I know you haven't been in Chicago for that long, but what has your experience been with the city so far?
Well, I've been in Chicago, this will probably be the 5th time I've visited Chicago. And I'll tell you, as far as cities are concerned, you guys, you have it all. You're pretty fortunate. I mean, you have restaurants that are healthy. You have like the steak and potato restaurant. You've got this amazing, diverse community of people. But above all, I mean, other than the lake, you've got this amazing like Chicago pride. So you walk in there, everyone's like, Chicago, Chicago, and then I get caught up in that whole thing. So I'm walking down the street, everyone says hi. So I feel, you know, it's such a welcoming, lovely city. Even in the rain, it's a lovely, welcoming city.
What actually brings you to Chicago?
Well, the reason why I'm here in Chicago is this new show that I'm doing. It's called Good Food America. It's on Varia Living, and it's for me, it's a dream come true because as a chef, I've been teaching people things that I've learned working with farmers and working with healthy food purveyors. And I usually talk to camera, and I'm like, this is how you pick this, and this is how you cook this. But this new show, Good Food America, allows me to learn. Like, it's been a while since I've learned. It's a very humbling experience to go around the country and seeing what different chefs are doing with healthy local produce or cheeses or olive oils, or, you know, it's amazing what you can learn, and I feel empowered and I feel honored to work with different chefs because now I get to take that experience and I get to learn from that and move through life and space and share what I've learned with America through this new show.
So it sounds like you've been doing a lot of traveling. Is this a nationwide tour?
It is a nationwide tour. It's really, really fun. You know, like we hit the pavement, we hit it hard, we work hard, but at the end of the day, we have a lot of fun. It's a lot of laughter, and it's so great because different restaurants around the country are really opening up to me, to the crew. And it's amazing because this sort of eating local, eating sustainable, eating fresh, healthy food is growing exponentially. People are bringing their families to farmers markets and they're learning where their food comes from. And at the end of the day, you don't have to be a chef, guys. You just use like fresh, healthy produce and you can make some delicious, amazing, healthy food.
Well, that sounds really exciting. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun doing this show. When can we expect to see it?
Well, there's a sneak peek, a sneak preview on July 4th, and then the shows will start coming out, start releasing them mid to the end of July. It's exciting. It's ridiculous. I don't even know what it's going to look like, but if it's like any testament to having fun and going to different restaurants and cooking with different chefs, this is going to be a knock it out of the park show.
Yeah, it sounds like you're having a blast, so I'm really excited to see the show. I'm sure everyone else is too. And I also know you have a lot of recipes out right now. You have a cookbook that just came out.
That's right.
So could you tell us a little bit about the cookbook? Has that been in fruition for a while? How long have you been working on that?
Well, the name of the cookbook is Great Food Starts Fresh. And I have been working on this book for almost 6.5 years.
Wow.
It's because working with farmers, I used to work at farmers markets in the LA area for over 10 years. And from my perspective, when people go to the farmer's market or the grocery store, they don't really know how to pick things out. So if I said, how do you pick out a melon? People are like, well, you thump on it, you smell it. My grandmother used to bounce it off the floor. But the answer is always with the person that grows the stuff, right? And so you learn from the person that grows it. Like, how do you store strawberries so they last almost 2 weeks? I know how to do that, but I didn't learn that in culinary school. I actually learned that from a farmer. You know, you learn a lot from farmers at farmers markets. You learn a lot from going to restaurants that support farmers and farmers markets. And the answers are always there. It's a free education. And that's what I've really pushed forth in my cookbook, Great Food Starts Fresh. And in fact, I broke the cookbook down into seasons to make it a lot easier for people to know what's in season and what they should be eating and what's freshest and what costs the least and what has the best nutrition and flavor. So it's pretty simple. I broke it down into actually 5 seasons, the 5th season being chocolate. The universal season where you can have it pretty much any time. It's available year round.
Yeah, I actually saw that when I was looking at the different seasons that you had named chocolate as a season.
That's
so
right.
What do you do with that? Can you give us one idea of a recipe that you would do with chocolate?
Well, with chocolate, well, for example, pudding. I mean, everyone loves pudding, adults and children alike. I do a chocolate pudding using like real ingredients, chocolate, vanilla extract, cornstarch, the way that chocolate pudding is supposed to be made, not from a box. You can make it for real with your kids. Or if you don't want to go the dairy way, I actually have a non-dairy chocolate pudding, which is equally as delicious. And as far as ordering the book, it's me and my girlfriend / sous chef taking the orders at my website, which is chefnathanlyon.com.
Has anything with your cookbook been inspired by your childhood?
For my child, you know, it's funny because yesterday, shooting an episode here in Chicago, one of the things that the chef cooked was Brussels sprouts. And growing up in Arlington, Virginia in the 70s, people used to boil those poor little Brussels sprouts within an inch of their life, and then it's all mushy and the texture is wrong, and it just starts to stink a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? And it's just not that great. So learning how this chef prepares them, he boils them for just like 3 minutes just to cook it just enough, and then he finishes it on the stovetop, and you get a nice caramelization, so it's still crunchy and it's really fresh. And it's a delight to eat because he uses fresh whole grain mustard, a little bit of vinaigrette, and he brightens that whole thing up. So he actually accentuates the natural flavors and texture of the Brussels sprout rather than masking it with a bunch of like cream and butter and stuff like that. So it's things like this that my cookbook and this show have in common, which is like fresh. Just let the food speak for itself. In fact, just get out of the way of the food and let it do its thing, which is to be pleasurable, to be healthy and delicious.
Thank you so much for meeting with me. And I know that I'm excited to see what you're doing. Can we follow you on Facebook or Twitter? Any social networking sites we can follow you on?
Yes, you most definitely can, because we try to post stuff as much as possible, because I'm like, oh my God, you have to take a picture of this, and we post it right away. So Chef Nathan Lyon is my Twitter feed. Also, Chef Nathan Lyon is my Facebook page. So there's plenty of ways to get in contact with me. I love to hear people's feedback, because as we're traveling around the country, sometimes we find something even more exciting and more magical. So by all means, like, if you have ideas, you're like, you gotta come. My great-grandmother started this cheese place, right? And chances are, if we have time, we'll stop by, and at the end of the day, we might even shoot there. So listen, you guys are my ears and eyes for the country, because I haven't been all over, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what this country has to offer. And so far, it's been a delicious ride.
Well, it sounds like an amazing adventure that you're on right now. I'm very excited. I'll definitely be following you. And again, it was such a pleasure to meet with you. And good luck with all your travels. And I'm sure we'll all be following you.
Listen, Chicago, you're a beautiful town. You're the talk of the town. And thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.